I'm your host, Emily Springstroh, and we have a loaded show today for you with a lot of great events that are coming up to support some really great organizations. So I'm going to go ahead and first dive into our segment, our first segment of the show today. I'd like to welcome Karen Hartz and Courtney Shears, who are both ICU nurses over at Mercy Medical Center. So I'd like to, first of all, welcome both of you ladies for joining us today. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so we're here to talk about an event that is coming up, a Mercy Health Foundation event. It's called Faces of Courage. So why don't we kind of just go over the basics of the event, you know, when it is this year and where it is and all that.
Okay. It is June 23rd at the Oshkosh Alumni Center, which is on campus.
It's a second annual event, which
Correct.
is exciting.
Correct.
And what exactly does this event support? You know, what is it for?
The event is going to help support the Mercy Medical Center Cardiology Department. We're trying to raise funds to provide a second Cath lab.
Cath lab. And so for people like me who have no idea what that means, what exactly is a Cath lab? What do you do in there?
When you have a heart attack or damage to the heart, when you're having chest pain and you call 911, when you come into the hospital, usually you call the ambulance, they bring you into our emergency room. We try to get the patient in the cardiac cath lab within 60 minutes. And what it is they go in through your groin with a catheter and they look at the arteries in the heart to see where the blockages are.
Wow.
And you have, because the longer you have the blockage, you lose heart muscle. And so it's very important
Yeah.
to get in as soon as possible.
Right, that's what I was going to say. The timing of this all is extremely important, as anyone would know with a heart attack or any heart issue that happens. You got to get taken care of pretty quickly.
Correct.
Yep, you want to open that vessel up to provide oxygen to the heart.
And so that's kind of, you know, what you do in the cath lab, and you've got one cath lab at Mercy Medical, correct?
Correct.
And so the point of this event and the Faces of Courage is to raise awareness of the importance of this cath lab, and then hopefully raise funds to hopefully have another one as well.
Correct.
Yes.
And you tell us the importance of getting someone in there as soon as possible. And so I guess my next question would be, is it risky to only have one?
It is.
It is. Oftentimes, if we have a patient who is in the cath lab, and now we have another patient coming in by ambulance to our ER, we would have to divert the patient to another hospital to ensure that they get quick life-saving the technique done, versus having them be delayed in the ER. They couldn't just stay there. They need help within 60 minutes.
Correct.
And so it's extremely important that that we're supporting this, and we want to make sure that everyone's taken care of, and that you don't have to turn anyone away.
Right.
I think in some of the notes that we were going over, there was the idea of the perfect storm, which is the worst situation that you could have.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's great to learn a little bit more about the background of that. And you both are ICU nurses, and so you have, I'm sure, a lot of experience. Do you have any stories of, success stories of people that have directly benefited from this?
I have a particular story that happened last Valentine's Day with a young patient. And that's where the perfect storm comes from. It was a huge snowstorm that night.
Oh.
And it was around 7 p.m. and this certain patient started to have what we call a STEMI, or a ST elevation myocardial infarction, a pretty big, significant heart attack. And thank goodness our cath lab was open, because we had to take him in immediately. And our cardiologist had to drive in this huge snowstorm. And he actually this patient had a brain injury, so the neurosurgeon actually had to come in from Appleton to be in the cath lab to assist the cardiologist. So if that cath lab hadn't been open, I don't know if this patient would be with us today. So that's really a story that stuck in my mind. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the patient comes back to visit us.
Yes, he
so
does.
Really?
Yes.
We did a great job.
Wow. And I mean, as nurses, I'm sure we could go on for hours
Yes.
about all of the experiences that you've had. So I guess, well, first of all, thank you so much for what it is that you do. We're so appreciative of that. But I mean, in your own personal view, why is this such an extremely important thing. I can't drive that home. Tell the public why they need to come to this event and help support you.
Well, I would say it's definitely is supporting all of our community. We have a strong mission at Mercy Medical Center. Certainly, we want to be able to provide excellent health care to any patient that walks into our emergency room. And if our cardiac catheterization lab is in use, we would have to send a patient away to a different hospital, which could delay them and cause their heart attack to become worse versus us helping them get better quickly.
Right. Oh, go ahead.
And we now have up to 5 cardiologists, so we have the manpower. We just need the facilities, the rooms,
the
to
equipment,
do.
the
Yes.
software, and we need to be able to equip the room.
Right.
Is there anywhere that we can go to learn more about the specifics of this? I know you kind of gave us an easy version to understand, but if we want more specifics on how the cath lab works and that kind of thing, is there an area on the Mercy website maybe?
Yeah, the Mercy Medical Center website. We have a cardiology department space that they could click on to learn more about the cardiologists that are at Mercy.
Excellent. And then, of course, the event itself, Friday, June 23rd at the Oshkosh Alumni Welcome and Conference Center.
Yeah.
This is to raise funds, and I will get into the details in our next segment. We've actually got 2 segments because we've got a lot to talk about with this topic. But if someone is unable to make it to the event and they still want to support, there's many ways to do that. I'm sure you can just visit the Mercy website or give a
the
call.
Mercy Health Foundation website. There's a way that they can offer donations if they're unable to attend the event. But the event is going to be just excellent with auction items and silent auction items. And our cardiologists are going to be there speaking about the event. And our heart surgeon, Dr. Abuzlam, will be there as well.
Wonderful. Yeah. And I have to say, we actually had a couple of cardiologists that were going to be coming today, but they were on call and they got a little busy. So,
they were needed.
So we're so thankful that you guys were able to make it. We're just about out of time for our first segment here. So I'm going to thank you both so much for coming today. And again, thank you very much for everything that it is, everything that you guys do. We are so appreciative of it. And best of luck with your event.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM. And Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. Oshkosh Today.